Hey, what's up guys? Prepared Guy here once again, and today we're going to talk about water. Obviously, if you couldn't tell by the stuff on the table in front of me here today, this is going to be part of my bag picks video, and the reason for this is we are going to cover the rule of threes, and this is going to be one of the rule of three videos that are going to be in the four items that you're going to need for the rule of threes. The rule of threes is human beings cannot survive for 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food, and 3 seconds without Wi-Fi. So these are going to be the items that I keep in my bag to cover my water needs. So now, when you're thinking about water and you're going to think about hydration, and you need to consider how long your hike home is going to be, and that's going to be the first thing you're going to need to do. You're going to have to figure out and calculate how much water you're going to need for your trip home. Now, the average human being, that's everybody, for any kind of long hike, you're going to need at least one 16-ounce bottle of water every hour that you are hiking. That means if it's in the winter, in the summer, that's just the basic go-to of how much water you're going to need. Obviously, if you live in a hotter, drier location, you may need more, but for the basics, this is the basic of how much you're going to need for your body every hour of your hike. So say that you can hike 10 miles in 4 hours or whatever. You're going to need at least 4 bottles of water, and that's average. So 4 bottles of water is a lot of water to keep inside your bag or on your person, but if you can carry it and you can do it and you can get away with it, go for it. But for me, I'm going to keep 1 bottle of water just to get me started out, keep me hydrated, and then you never know. Shit might not hit the fan everywhere. You might be able to walk into a convenience store and buy a bottle of water, some Gatorade or something to keep you hydrated for the rest of your walk home. It depends on the scenario of what context you're basically going to be needing water. For the most part, for me, for my hike home, I shouldn't need more than about 2 or 3 of these maximum for wherever I'm going to be for the most part. And obviously, if I go extremely far, I'm going to be carrying with me my bug out bag as opposed to my just get home bag. Whenever I go further than 25 miles from my house, I don't bring just my get home bag anymore. I bring my bug out bag. So just a little rule of thumb, that's just the way I do things. Other people might bring their bug out bag everywhere they go, and that's their get home bag and bug out bag just all in one. I like to have separate bags, one smaller than the other, one carries less stuff, one's easier to maneuver with. And we don't know what kind of situations we're going to run into, so you have to plan accordingly. So say that your trip takes you 4 hours to get home from your location. You're going to need 4 of these little bad boys in your bag. You're not going to want to carry those. So what's your alternative? There are 2 alternatives that I would like to go to. And one is you could always find a stream somewhere and fill up your expended bottle of water, and you can use a water filter and sip it right from that. This one is a Sawyer Mini, and you can put it right on top of your regular water bottle as so. It's threaded so it fits any standard water bottle. So you can pour some water from a stream in here, suck it out through this, and you're good to go for, another hour. However, if you can't find a stream, say you're in an urban area, you could always use a SILLCOCK key. And a lot of buildings do have a SILLCOCK spout on them. And this one I got from Amazon for I think $10, and it has 8 options. And hopefully you don't need more than 8, because this is basically the standards. They do make them in other shapes, but this should cover almost every place that you're going to go to. So I'll leave the link for that down in the description below, along with the Sawyer Mini description link for Amazon, so you guys can go buy these if you want. So when considering bringing a water filter, you can bring the flushing tube that comes with it. It might just take up extra space in your bag, and if you're just going to be using it to get home, you're probably not going to make this dirty enough to necessitate bringing the plunger with you. But if you want to, you can. I'm going to leave it out of my bag because I plan on getting home. I don't want to have to use this at all. But if I have to, I have to. So with the SILLCOCK key in an urban environment, you're going to want to do two things when getting that spout primed. One is, once you find which key works, you're going to let that water run out of the pipe for at least 1 minute minimum. And the reason for that is because a lot of these buildings don't run the spout that often, and sediment and grime that's in the pipe could settle in there, and you don't want to be drinking that. It's just like any other hose from any building or house. You're going to want to let that run so it can clean the pipe out. So once you've done that, you can pour the water from the spout into a regular water bottle. And what I would like to do, what I like to do is I always put my filter on, and even if I did get it through the building, you don't know what's inside that water, so it's best to be safe than sorry. For the most part, be OCD about it. Try to make sure you don't get sick on your walk home. I know some people like to use water bladders with their bags, and that's all well and fine, but for anybody who's owned them, I personally think they're a pain in the ass. They're useful, but only when you keep them fresh. I can leave this bottle of water in my bag for months and still have it taste fine. But if anybody that has experience with water bladders, there's ways of actually cleaning the bladder properly. And if you don't do that and you don't keep up with maintenance for it, it gets kind of weird really quick. And so I rather just go with a bottle of water and some filters as opposed to the water bladder, because the water bladder could cause issues down the road. And also, you're taking up more space in your bag and it's more weight in your backpack. Of course, if you can fit a lot of water, a couple liters, that's fine. That's going to get you home. But I wouldn't keep it filled. I would fill it before you leave your location if possible, so that way you're not always carrying around water in your bag, because like I said, it can get funky really quick. So these items are going to go in my bag minus the plunger system, and hopefully that will get me home in any given scenario. What do you guys use for your get home bag? Do you keep water in your bag? Do you keep filters in your bag? Do you guys have the same kind of setup? What's your specific preference on water filtration and that of the sort? And how are you guys going to get water on your walk home in a shit hits the fan situation, get home situation? I'll leave your comment down in the comment section below. This has been my 2 cents on the subject, and I would love to hear your opinions and your comments. Guys, thanks once again for subscribing to this channel. We are very close to making it to the 300 subscriber mark, which means we're only 200 subscribers away before the big giveaway. And like I said, I have added a couple extra little special prizes to that to sweeten the pot, so to speak. And so when you guys do see that I'm at 500 subscribers, I'm gonna make a video and I'm going to let you guys know when we're going to do the drawing, and then I have a creative idea of how we're going to do the drawing, and you guys are going to love it. So guys, I'm really excited about all of that. Thanks again for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so now. This has been The Prepared Guy, and until next time, stay prepared.